Welcome to Intuitive Cooking. The intro to this, we're just going to jump right in because the intro is in part one. And if it's not labeled, I apologize. If you really want to see it, go ahead and dig for it. I kind of like that. So, intuitive cooking. So, in this case, I'm making skincare products. I'm, on a rush right now to get these created and packaged so I can get on the road. I want to rent a car and get on the road and start living my life. I know I can, and I'm doing this to discover what it is that is actually there for me, because I have been holding on to my old self for, I love my old self, and my old self is worth a shit to bring along with me. That bitch is legit. Okay, so I am out of magnesium, so we won't be doing magnesium. I have already castor CBD. I have, we'll just 34 grams of castor oil and CBD in CBD infused castor oil, and 44 grams of sunflower calendula. I'm gonna see who this is. This is just you. What? Savage by Anthea Genetic. So, playing on the overhead, Savage by Entheo Genetic. This is the first time I'm that I've listened to it this far, so I'm like, wow. All right, focus. So the point is to use these butters up. Use these butters up. Get these used up so I can get them out of my kid's house and honor his wishes. I don't know. I think, at this point, I guess I'm sensing. I will find out. So the question is, would my kid be happy? Gosh, I don't like that, because I kind of know the answer to that. I think he would be relieved not to have me around, and that's kind of sad, because I grew up without parents. So I tried too hard to be a fucking parent, and I tried too hard in the wrong ways, Fuck. Oh well. So let's ask another question. What are the steps to take to get a few $100s ASAP to get on the road? Steps to take, and the energy and the focus to be able to do them, take them seamlessly. All right, so we're gonna do some jojoba. And so part of intuitive cooking is, I don't know what I'm gonna put, how much grams I'm gonna put that on. You wanna write down what the hell you're doing before, because I've had greasy messes. I'm surprised my recipe book isn't greasy, but so jojoba from Soap Beauty. I got all this on Amazon. This cheaper version than what I started out with. I started out with, so I got 27 grams and stopped there. I started out with nothing but Shea products on Instagram. They're just a little bit too spendy. for me. So, right, I mean, like, just for right now. I shouldn't say that. I look forward to having the ability to do business with these spaces, or, you know, like with the ones, you know, like the Nothing But Shea Butter. They're I love their packaging. It's eco-friendly. You know, I think they, you know, started out running their shit in their kitchen, and it's family owned. Kayla, something like that. She grew up learning herbalism in Texas. So who knows if that's real? I mean, like, I'm just starting to come out of realizing you don't believe everything. It's like the TV. You don't believe every fucking thing you see in your reality when you are fucking around with the internet. Yeah, I said it. There were times where I could have, you know, like, moving forward, how am I going to get on the road to have the ability to tell my story in a creative manner and heal from this? So I did 27 grams of jojoba. This little spatula comes from Target, and I've had this since, I want to say 2020. I've been using this since 2020. It's a little beat up. I've been kicked around a little bit along the way, but the thing that I would always grab when I had to leave is this shit, you know. And anyway, oh, there we go. And you know, like, and spent a lot of times not understanding my own self in situations, but here we all die. So this one's mango butter from Jersey. Also Amazon buy. It was a good buy, and it smelled a little stale when I got it. However, if you're dinking around with magnesium, that helps. That'll, you know, like, that'll help you, you know, like, literally freshen your shit up. So, magnesium is a wonderful product. I look forward to doing more online, and, you know, like, in this fashion. With folks. Like, I look forward to it. I do. I do have some body butter bars that didn't turn out. They're all, like, smushy. And there's magnesium in there, but when I put them in the fridge, it crystallized. And so that's one of the things that you kind of gotta watch for when infusing your own magnesium oil. So yeah, so, you know, this is more like, you know, a way to really kind of get to know yourself, get to know. I realized, like, what the hell people were seeing and why the fuck they were pissed off at me doing this stuff in different environments. I didn't understand it, and I really didn't. And a lot of it had to do with embodying spiritual and therapeutic concepts. Okay, so we got mango butter is 104 grams. $104 grams. Next, from the Plant Guru from Jersey, I wonder if they have anything to do with, fuck, what's that lady's name? Anyway, she's like this she like teaches like African traditions and stuff online. Her name is Emmy, and she'll ring her bell, and then she'll do a shout out. And I was in Jersey and fucking didn't know she existed, and I'm pretty sure I was in the same town as her. So anyway. I really appreciated her when I was listening to her. However, right now I'm on a mental diet and I'm slowly kind of adding stuff back in. But mental diets, you want to start doing them at least a few, like few days, no media, no social media. There's a gal, I think her name is something Fox on YouTube, and she has a video. It's like, I did a dopamine detox and I had no dopamine. Like, and that shit is fucking real. So, it is wise. I mean, like, I guess, like, even for the unwise. I mean, like, I know when I'm unwise, it's because I want to fucking have fun and, like, have a good time. And, engaging in those activities is no fun when you don't have the chemicals within your body to be able to enjoy it, like, and so that's kind of what I've discovered. My deal is I've always, like, I'm always trying to get, to a space where I'm comfortable so I can, and then I end up goofing off and, like, disappointing myself in that way, and then, and then I'm just kind of like, because everybody seems like they can have a good time no matter what, and I get pissy. But I don't really do that anymore. Because I have a strategy and a process to help with those inner, like those inner workings of addiction. Like, because addiction, it's a, like, and let's face it, like our interventions, they work, but they're outdated at the same time. And it really is, I feel, in my opinion, important that I'm going to do a little bit more cocoa butter just because I'm using more oils. But anyway, like, like, and I'm not sure about places now. I'd have to go and really do some research and see if places were actually that outdated. But I really haven't seen anything different. I had a kid who just went to treatment, and it just kind of seems like it. He went, like 30 days, 3 hots and a cot, and, processing intensely on all the rooted shit that could be the potential culprit to your excessiveness. And what I found the culprit to excessiveness is excessiveness, like, and being surrounded by excessiveness, like, and, like, even though I know better, I get triggered into not feeling good about myself or enough when I don't have things, and, like, or because I'm not in a certain place, and I deprived myself because because then I had a problem with my attitude and my behavior. Like, so, like, I've been pretty fucking excessive, just not in the places where I look good to another human being, and so to me, it's like if you're, if you're living life in a body, it's fucking excessive. You're doing one thing or another excessively because, let's face it, we have to build momentum to keep something going, especially if we're passionate about something. So, I've had to work through kicking myself in the ass with like not wanting a car and things that I, you know, like now I realize like I want things. I want a home, you know. I have business, you know, like I know I'm good at business and I just got to do it and stop listening to the people around me about how I'm not going to make it. That shit hurt. That shit hurt. People that I'm putting this together for and that inspired this. I can't say like I that shit hurt. It did hurt. And that's all it is. And now I'm at the place where I'm not blaming or shaming. I'm more in understanding because dopamine, you know, dopamine or what else? You know, like it's so complex because like you never know who you're embodying. And that's like the, you know, like the mystery and the juice of life. I'm like horrified and traumatized, but at the same time not. About discovering another layer or facet of life. So I got 150. Kind of want to make it 152. So this is the intuitive part. Just going with your, you know, like this is how I get to know my little quirks and idiosyncrasies, pet peeves. I like to talk, obviously. I found things that may have been baffling me in the past. Sometimes I'll get insight while I'm doing this. So kokum is 152 grams. I mean, like I think it might have been during like making cream. I realized I was channeling older personalities and I was starting to identify with them. They were so painful. And there's a lot of people that we've lost along the way. And we lost them painfully, you know, like, and they're some of them are still there, still here. And it puts me in a space where, anyway, moving forward, back to intuitive cooking. So when this happens too, this is helping me learn how to train, to bring my mind back to center, to pay attention to what I'm doing. You know, feeling my hands, holding this knife, grabbing the butters and putting it in the dish, watching how many grams I may want to put in there, you know. We don't have 42 yet. Let's do that. 42 for the shea butters. So I really love academics. So 42, whoops, see? Shea, 42 grams. By thoughts, I mean specifically chatter in the skull. Perpetual and compulsive repetition of words. Of reckoning and calculating. I don't know if you just heard that, but... Like everything else, it's useful in moderation. A good servant, but a bad master. And all so-called civilized peoples have increasingly become crazy and self-destructive. Because through excessive thinking, they have lost I think I want to put a little bit more CBD in this. And I think I'm gonna do a mixture. I usually do one or the other, emulsified wax or beeswax. And I do that in a double boiler before I even put it in with the rest of the butters. So I'm gonna put some more CBD in there. And I think it's in the fridge. More CBD and I'm mixing my beeswax and my emulsified wax, which is somewhat a little scary because I've never done that before. Yeah, this is castor CBD. And darling, introducing castor CBD oil. Castor oil you don't want to like ingest too much because it will make you poop. But it's also good on your skin because it will make you poop. So. 51 I got with that. What is reality? Obviously, no one can say because it isn't words. It isn't material as is an idea. I haven't listened to Alan Watts in like 2 years since college. Okay, so we got a castor. So I think the last one was not castor. I think that was sunflower. Sunflower CBD. It was either sunflower or grapeseed, and then I'm putting castor CBD, and that is 51 grams. Okay. All right. And so I usually start out warm. You know, like when I first started doing these, I would start out on warm and infuse the shit for days. Anymore, like right now, I'm in a hurry anyway, and I can always put it back on the heat later. So I just started out on low or high, depends on your ability to pay attention. Because if you do it on high, you don't want your stuff to burn. And its potential, especially in these older crock pots. This is just a small one that I've gotten from the secondhand store, you know. And it works. And it has a warm setting, and that's why I grabbed it because the high, or just having high or low on a regular crock pot, I found was not, it was just, you know, like it, you know, some of them run really hot, and you know, like, and it was too hot for what I was doing. So the warm setting works. So overall, you know, like in the end, we're gonna need one of these to whip, if you want to whip it. It's if you want to whip it. If you want to keep it like a salve, you can. Or also, if you can, you know, like you can mess around and just make like lotion bars out of them. You want to not have any water added to it. If you're making butters, you don't want to have any water added to it, because your product will, your end product will ferment faster. It'll shorten the shelf life. However, on YouTube, there are instructions on how to make lotion. And that's the difference between a body butter and a lotion, is something that you add water. You can add water, or, you know, like a liquid like water. I've compulsively put myself in situations where I have yet to experiment with, you know, a little bit of additional steps in doing this. So, and that's just being obsessive about wanting to help others, you know, or like an intense fear that my success will be taken away, you know, which was gonna find out kind of substantial. And I'm just laughing about it now because I'm still here and I'm going. I'm getting it. And the experiences that were thrown my way has created a person that I can live with, you know, for the most part. And so that's a big deal when you're in an environment where, you know, where part of the culture is feedback, self-reflect, you know, like external reflection, you know, like having to accept what somebody else is thinking and feeling about you. That shit's hard, you know. I guess it's hard if you don't know. It's hard for more sentient based people, I feel like. So anyway, I've been able to toughen my tits a little bit with some intense shit coming my way, and I appreciate, even through the mistakes that I've made or the shutdowns, I appreciate myself today because I've been able to maintain an internal desire, you know, that for a while maybe kind of seemed like I was being too sparkly, airy-fairy, you know. Anyway, so emulsified wax, let's do it. This is gonna bring all of those together. All of those oils together. I'm gonna do, you don't wanna overdo it with your wax because guess what? You'll have a waxy product. So I'm gonna do, oh, that's perfect actually, that's cool. I also like to cook with angel numbers. In my opinion, and my guess, my theory, is that because so many people use them, that there's, you know, and there's energetic backing to it, and it makes your shit, literally makes your shit magical. And in numerology, 11 is one of those. And so I think I'm gonna do, and these are all short for, okay. Well, I wanted to do, well, I might be able to do that. Anyway. I'm gonna put this in here, setting it in here for my double boiler. So, you know, like I'm in an area right now where I'm able to mend some of the, you know, like some of stuff from being 14, you know, like literally, like I was brought here, and I know I was brought here to retrieve that aspect of me. So sometimes soul retrievals, it really is a private process. And I'm gonna do 12 grams, so that's gonna make it 23 grams of, oh, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe 6. I'll do 6 of the beeswax. I just don't like my shit overly waxy, so. You always want to, when you're using a container to measure your weight, you want to tare, T-A-R-E, you want to tare your weight, your container, before you start measuring. And usually your scale will tell you where that button is. So when you tear it, it'll set your container to 0, and then you know that you're only measuring what you're putting in the container. So I got that, my mixture of emulsified wax and beeswax, which I'm gonna put on a double boiler, is a pot or one of these handy dandy things that I got, I think, at a cash and carry. So you want, these are stainless steel. I love using stainless steel because apparently FDA or something like that has told me, or told the public, that there are very little toxic chemicals coming off of here trying to stop you from having babies or living without cancer or some shit like that. Okay. And then I'm just gonna set this on there. I just set it on kind of medium high, let her roll. And then once all of that melts in there, I'll let it get really, really hot. Once all of that melts in there, I'm gonna add it to these butters and then turn it on low and let them all infuse for a while together. La, 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 la. What else am I going to do with that? I think that's it for the mixing. Again, I just want to repeat, you know, like, this is what intuitive cooking does for me. It helps me understand what the fuck my roommates are seeing within me. Because look at this shit. Dude, this is like perpetual. And apparently it's a trauma response, but we'll see. You know, we'll see. But this is, you know, it's gotten to the place where I know I need to set a different routine around it and like prepare myself, you know, be more slow, more careful. However, I'm doing it like this because I've stalled out on a lot of projects for myself and have ended up spinning out in fear because I'm not just doing it. You know, especially if you have a low attention span, sometimes you just gotta fucking do shit to get there. And so anyway, scale, a food scale. You can get this cheap anywhere, really. I got low cost, high quality butters and oils from Amazon. My CBD, my castor oil I got from Asya, long time ago from Etsy, and ASYA, and I just hadn't used it, knew that my magnesium would bring it back to life, and it did, and so that's where I got my castor oil. CBD I got from a guy in the Bitterroot, and I'm not too sure if he would want me sharing his name. Natural Farms emulsified wax is from Amazon. And the Plant Guru, all these butters, the mango, kokum, and shea. Shea, baby! Are from Jersey. And all of this just came off of Amazon. So when I was attempting to start a store, my low attention span and fucked up living situation. So anyway, at least I tried. I'm trying. I'm pretty ambitious. Moving forward. Know what you know. Let's go. Oh, beeswax. Oh, you can't forget it because I'm in Montana. So, Westner Brothers. Yeah, Westner Brothers. Beeswax. This is their honey. But I infused Everclear and sage. And this is the color that I got with it. Isn't that like... I try a little bit of it and it works. It clears up your sinuses real quick. Little tiny drop. Itty bitty drop. I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. That was an experiment. And I'm sharing it because this is an intuitive cooking video. So yeah, and my videos, or at least the ideas around my videos, are getting better and better because of just doing it. You know. I'm not too sure. I don't want words on my music right now. Anyway, that's another thing too that you could do for a mental diet is media, you know, like listening to music without words. And if you can get, you know, like instrumental, because you always want to bring yourself back to baseline, back to your human self, especially if you're into creating online or being online. Your whole fucking social life is online, you know. And if you start getting depressed and you know, like in my case, sometimes paranoia occurs when I'm on there too much, just because it's expansive. And I trained myself to have the ability to tune into shit that I probably shouldn't even have no business tuning into. But you always want to bring yourself back to a baseline, you know, like, and if you can get an instrument to play, you know, that would be great. I just had a thought about my banjo. Oh, I want my banjo back. Anyway, I'll get it back. So yeah, that's a wrap, kind of. This is gonna be a 3 segment. When those are done melting, I will pop them out, and sometimes I stick my oil in the fridge to cool, or sometimes I just let it cool on its own. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that yet. That's the point in intuitive cooking. Mix it together and see what happens, and sometimes you get a winner. I've got a wonderful, beautiful product that I did take a lot of time, energy, and trials with, and it's called a Relief Balm. It's handmade for now. There are versions of this stuff everywhere, but I pride myself with it because it literally is from, you know, like herbs and flowers from a garden that it grew and infused, and, you know, step by step, everything is done by me, with the exception of ordering the oils and butters that go with it. And, you know, like, and there, it's not tried on, it's not tested on any animals. I mean, like, you know, it's been tested on me. And, you know, like, that really says a lot about sustainability and having a trustworthy product. So, and, you know, like, even when I couldn't afford it, I ordered jars, you know, from, or packaging, you know, like from eco-friendly vendors, and I look forward, you know, like this last batch I did, you know, like Amazon had a company called Boomo Bomb or something like that, and their stuff does come from China, and I got, you know, like I got all these bees, and, you know, like for really, it was pretty cost effective. And I met a gal here in Great Falls who said that she could get them for me for even cheaper, but we have to order them from China. So I got off my sustainability snobby kick because, like, what I realized is it wasn't taking me far. It wasn't bringing me far, and a lot of it had to do with personality clashes with those who are in that environment. And so I'm really passionate about sharing eco type sustainability living strategies and health strategies, however, not at the expense of somebody's ability to put the shit into place, you know. And so I do have a couple of videos on YouTube where you know, and I'm pretty sure this is probably my higher self to help me out, because like once you start living, it doesn't matter where it comes from. And that's what it was like. It was coming from another person, but I was eating foods that made my body brought my body to an optimal level. However, my emotions in this situation were trash because of the situation. And so when basically I got my ass booted out of Eden, you know, I started applying the shit as I would from where I was at. However, I never really, even like being really, really poor, I've always noticed, you know, like some of Walmart strategies, and didn't shop there much anyway. But I have children who fucking love Walmart. And so, like, you know, like, and they have kids. So I'm like, okay, you know, like I've had friends be like, I have to feed 10 people. I can't be buying, like, you know, like, so, you know, fruits and vegetables and shit. And so, like, I did a video on, like, the cost of what it would take to, like, make a fruit salad or a soup, you know. And my go-to cheap, easy staple, if you really want, you know, like you want to stay in that, is beans and rice. You can't go wrong with beans and rice. It's packed with nutrition, you know. So anyway, I guess I'll come back on when this stuff is done. However, it doesn't take long for this emulsified wax. Yeah, it's melted already. So I'm just gonna stick that in with the, butters. Turn your stove off, don't burn yourself. I know I'm using and you want to wipe the bottom of your top container so that you don't get water in your butters, okay? We want to add, just let that in there like so. Okay, so, and then just a recap as to why I would present a cooking show in this way is this has been a mental health strategy to help me get more in tune and in touch with my intuition, rebalance the way I see things, because you know, like, It's another way to get grounded, work with nature. And you don't have to grow your own shit to be able to do that. There's herbs that you could buy online. I do trust the Etsy, so far. Trust the Etsy, like stuff that comes in a Ziploc baggie. So far I do. I've seen, like brick and mortar. I've seen a brick and mortar store where they grow calendulas and stuff in bulk, and I've gotten calendulas from there, and they were like really light. So I think it might have just been like one kind of calendula maybe, but they were really faded. My oil was faded, and the calendula oil that I made myself is an array. Oh no. Anyway, it's an array of I'm just gonna stick that in with my oil too. But it's like it's a variety of color. It's beautiful. So just gonna add this to my pot. Oh no. Okay. Anyway, that'll do. I forgot to tear it. So I put it on there. I forgot to tear it. So la 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 la. And let's see. See, look at that color. I have a video where I show you the difference between the colors. And I don't know if that means anything or not. To me, theoretically, the first thing that comes to my mind is that it has more nutrients in it. And calendula flowers are known to like heal wounds. So 25 more grams of the 25 more grams. And that'll probably offset some of that wax that I put in there. Okay. That's a wrap. I'll be back with when it's time to mix it up and jar it up. I have some too that I could do videos jarring it up. Might as well try it.